Yo,
This
it's
was a
Matt
bad-
Smith.
alas,
Holy shit.
no.
I loved you in Morbin Time.
What's that? I'm glad you guys enjoyed a different movie. Like, poor man.
Oh, that was his reaction at Comic-Con, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said, I'm really sorry. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I saw him in a interview like today or like a couple of days ago for House of Dragon. And he'd only found out about it's Morbin Time like that day at Comic-Con when they said it. He didn't know what it was before, and then he had to try and explain it to his co-star right next to him. I feel like, oh yeah, it's just a meme from the movie. Though I don't know why, but it's happening. Like, oh, it's a line from the movie, and then Matt Smith has to very quietly go, no, it's actually not.
It's like, you get on a HBO show, like, you're with, like, an esteemed cast of, like, prestige actors, like, yeah, you're lucky to be here. Just immediately brought down, yeah, maybe we don't bring Matt back for the next series. He's just got a bad vibe in this Morbin Time business.
Well, I mean, he's had such bad luck, though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Because, like, he was supposed to be the big villain in Rise of Skywalker. He was cut.
Yeah.
He was. What else was he recently cut from?
He was supposed to be much bigger in the Terminator Genesis. Was completely cut out of that. He was just a hologram. Poor man.
Poor bloke.
I feel bad
Jesus.
for him, man. I hope he gets Doctor the 60th because he needs some work.
Nah, he ain't bothered. He's not interested.
Whatever I see him in, he is good. It just
Yeah, he turns
there's
up.
there's not
Yeah,
enough of it.
no.
There's not enough.
I will say I'm getting a little bit. I'm not going to dwell on Doctor because I know we'll just end up talking about it for hours. But I am getting worried that the 60th is just David Tennant. I'm getting really worried.
Yeah.
It's just only been him so far, and we actually don't know if because Neil Patrick Harris said that he met Shooty once, and he's the villain. And
Oh,
once,
that's worrying.
Once?
That's worrying.
I have faith that it could work even if it is just Tennant because we don't know.
Oh,
the
it'll
story yet.
100% work.
Like he
but-
has the different costume and stuff, so we don't know if it is just going to be
yeah.
like some glitches happening where it is Shooty, but in his head he thinks he's Tennant or something, which is why it's all going round.
Yeah.
Or like, but yeah, it's like it's the 60th. How many shows can celebrate their 60th? Like, bring everyone in.
I think it's what's most the only reason I'm like slightly worried about it and everything is like I'm sure it'll be an incredible Tennant episode and I'll be so happy that I'm watching it and I'm glad that he's back and I'm glad we got Donna and I'm glad it's the last time we see Bernard. It's just sweet, it's beautiful, but
Bernard,
at the
my boy.
same time it's so safe. Like, it's the Doctor that everyone knows, that everyone loves. Everyone's going to tune in for it, even if they don't know it's the 60th, because David Tennant is the Doctor again. And if it is just because it's David Tennant's the Doctor again, he's done this episode, it's like, that's really quite sad. And Russell T Davies could do better. I know he can do better. He definitely can do better. You know, that's my worry.
Yeah.
I want him to juggle this stuff. I want to see what Matt Smith can do in that setting. I want to see what Peter Capaldi can do in that setting. I'd love if Jodie could turn up, but I know she won't. And I know that Chris definitely won't. But I'd love for just at least Peter and Matt to at least show up at some point. And maybe they're on a soundstage right now doing something, but...
Chris has come a long way in his stance on it because obviously he started vehemently fuck no and fair enough with everything that went down. And then he's then like, oh, started doing the audios, but he was still, when that started, like, oh, but I won't be doing the TV show. Then now he said, don't get me back in a multi-Doctor story. If you're having me back, have it as just me.
Yeah.
And so...
Well,
you sat on too many, like, laurels there. Like, that's never going to happen. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, I don't care how much you would like it to be on your terms. Like, there's too much at stake with it. I love the man, but, like... count your chickens.
I think what could really work, I have like two ways I would love it to work, is if it is like, oh, here's a Tennant episode and here's a Matt Smith episode and that could be really cool. But that's too much money and the BBC wouldn't spend it. But if it's also just that because it's the Timeless Child arc ending, and we're maybe going through all of her old incantations. Maybe this is Tennant out in the real world, and then it's Matt Smith when they come out in a different bit, and it's Peter when they come out in another bit, and it's like, oh, it's just happening visually. It's not actually the regeneration. That could be interesting. I think there's a way it could work, but I don't know, and I think everyone's slightly worried and slightly scared that it is only Tennant.
I think at this point we know so little, and I'm kind
Yeah.
of glad that we know so little, because Russell's gone, I'm so sorry, we've only announced these things. We don't want to overshadow Jodie. We've only announced these things because we will be filming publicly and we want to own the announcement as opposed to it leaking. And so I reckon they've got loads, even if it's other Doctors or not, I would think they've got loads more up their sleeve where...
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's going to be great when we do see it, I'm sure, but at the moment, I'm like, yeah.
And John and Lumley in it. Just bring them back,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I mean, Rowan will do anything for a paycheck, I'm sure. You see Man vs. Bee?
The underrated classic of the year.
Is it any good?
No, it's awful. Awful. Genuinely bad.
The way he fucking...